Hello everyone, welcome to the new video. Happy New Year, of course, first video of the year. Today we're gonna continue with our Ishida joseki line. Let's try to remember what we did so far. We talked about this basic position with us having the Minokaso. We talked about what happens if our enemy exchanges the rook pawn too early. What happens if they defend with pawn 6-4. Today we're gonna talk about the new move, which is Rook 8-4, and there will be two main variations, with one variation that I additionally researched for you because the book conveniently omitted it. Alright, so Rook 8-4, we go with our original plan, floating rook. And this is important, we use the gold on the left after the bishop exchange. This keeps a good balance of the position. And they finish their shape over here. So notice in this variation, we cannot exchange the rook pawn, right? Because rook is here. We will need to find a new way to attack. We're gonna put the silver on 7-7. And after securing our king escape route, they will do the same. We will go for the direct attack. It might be a little bit surprising, but this will be the main thing we would like to try here. If we were to use the silver in the center, after a few moves, you may realize that in this position, this gold will be doing a great job defending those squares. So we won't be able to attack this file easily. For example, pawn push rook takes. Normally we would have bishop drops, but in this case we won't have such moves. Therefore, the book recommendation is to directly go for the attack. Now, there will be three main lines in this position, one which will be gold 7-2, the other one will be gold 7-1, and the variation that was omitted in the book is what happens if they take the pawn. So because this is like the first question that everyone wants answer to, let's do this one first. According to the computer line, you're able to take it with the rook, and then an exchange happens. Here there's few moves they could try. They could try a bishop drop, forcing our gold to move away. But here what's important and something that's gonna be different from the other variations is that this gold isn't protecting those squares. And we're able to drop the rook here, attacking the knight while protecting the silver. This eventually is gonna give us advantage, So that will be the main point here. There are some other complicated lines. For example, what if they drop the rook here? I think it's a good tesuji to know that you should drop the rook to 8-8. And here it might seem, like a cool thing that we're almost capturing this rook. They will try to fight through though by dropping the bishop. We can capture them like this. Turns out that it's still not easy. But the main idea is that they have trouble finding a good attack, and we manage to defend it well. If they don't go aggressively, for example, they're gonna defend with the gold, we simply gonna move our silver back. In this case, they're gonna have a weakness on this square behind the gold. If they were to defend with this gold, we also will move back. This square is now a weakness. Let's say they protect it. I found this nice move by the computer. Simple bishop drop 5-6, targeting an exchange of pawns and threatening to get a freelance. So in case you've been wondering what happens after pawn takes, I think this is a nice variation to know. Back to the book line. So because of this rook drop and those weaknesses that we just saw, they're not gonna take the pawn immediately. They will move the gold beforehand. This is the first variation. This is where to show you why the same variation wouldn't work, This bishop drop this time, we don't have that good rook drop. They can defend it with pawn drops, so that's not gonna be a good result. This is why this gold is such a powerful defender here. There's one more line you could wanna try here. What if you defend the bishop with the bishop? That's gonna lead basically to a very complicated line, but I'm just gonna show you. It seems like Gota is going to get two bishops, but we have this nice counter. The point is that we can sacrifice the bishop, promote our rook, but because we have a pawn in hand, this defense is enough, got is advantageous. I recommend you guys take a look at this position and think by yourself exactly why Gote is enough. If you look carefully, this move next, those two moves next are pretty good moves. The dragon goes here, we can capture it. If it goes here, like king is still safe, technically speaking, so those previously mentioned moves are gonna work. Just consider it in your own time so that you as well can have confidence in this position as Gote, yeah? Alright, anyway, because of that, we have to play a very unusual move. Silver 8-8, and we're free this square for a knight jump, so they're gonna go back, and we're gonna jump the knight. We tend to drop the pawn next, pressure them back, something like this. And now if they were to ignore this move, we have this nice attack with the bishop. Yeah, so that's our idea. This is why in this moment, Gote will attack strongly. And this is a very crucial moment of the middle game where you have to know what moves to play. So let's learn them together. The only way to defend against this bishop that's pretending to promote here will be to move the silver back. For example, if you were to jump with the knight simply dies. Again, you have no way of capturing the bishop. So silver moving down, yes, they can promote their rook because they sacrifice the bishop for the gold. But here the crucial move is bishop drop 8-7. Again, targeting this 4-3 square is the king's weakness. In this particular opening, this is the characteristics of the middle game. Our king is much safer than theirs. The fact that they have the gold on 4-1 plays the crucial role here. So what are we threatening exactly? If we move the rook next, we're threatening to capture the dragon for the bishop, yeah? So they're gonna take the lance to move out of the way. And here there's a decisive move. You guys can try to find it. And that will be bishop drop 6-1. The bishop seems like it's about to die, but it's all planned. Because by sacrificing the second bishop as well, we just break into the enemy camp. Notice this also attacks this gold. This king has de facto not much squares to run to anymore, and our attack will continue with confidence. So this is a winning position for Senpei, yeah? The most important point is that when you move the gold here, this square will become a weakness. Alright, so this is how we expose that weakness. So in order to avoid this weakness, Gote will try to move the gold to here instead, yeah, giving some cover to those squares while avoiding the weakness. What do we do in this case? And to tell the truth, the book variation will end up in Senpei being sufficient, meaning it's a good fight, but computer won't be really fond of it. So I recommend you guys take this into consideration, but also maybe do your own research on top of it if you're interested. But yeah, generally speaking, the computer will a little bit favor Gote here. So let's take a look. We're gonna do the same thing again. This time, yeah, because the gold is here, we cannot offer rook exchange. We go with the silver. They're gonna go back all the way down. And we're gonna jump with the knight. So here the computer, as mentioned, they would prefer moves like this rather. And the main point of this variation will be whenever we have the rook on this file or not, kinda. The main enemy of this rook will be this bishop drop. So here is kind of safer way of doing it, but it's not easy at all, yeah? So anyway, this is the computer line, you can check yourself. The book line is here. Knight jump, pawn push on the edge. I'm not sure exactly why they push this pawn, maybe just to show you an interesting line, but here is where we expose this pawn for our own benefit. If we were to go for the pressure instead, this move is quite important for beginners. This knight jump. It's very easy to miss, so don't fall into that trap, yeah? We go for the edge instead. And here is where a big sub-variation happens. Basically, it's do we take it or not? Well, simply speaking, if they don't take it, we're gonna develop our knight, and then they're gonna drop the previously mentioned bishop, And it seems like our knight is dying, but actually we can continue attack on the edge. If they take the pawn, instead we will have a very interesting Tetsuji, a dangling pawn, pawn drop 9-3. And here, if they were to take it, once more we're gonna jump with the knight and activate our rook on the 7th file. And center will be enough. It seems like they can survive with the lance, but actually we have a nice follow-up line where we're gonna take the lance anyway. This will be not too bad for center. So to make it even more complicated, the computer line, as we said, the main point of our attack will be to attack this lance. So then the main point of their defense will be to prevent that and drop that nasty bishop. If we go, the book also mentioned this line into something like that, where we make a horse and attack the rook. And here, basically, they're saying, oh, center is enough because we have this nice talking move. But computer disagrees. There is a brilliant defense for Gote, and this is the last thing I would like to show you here. They're gonna promote their lance, making space on the edge. Seems like we're making a talking, but brilliant defense. Bishop drop 9-2. Notice that if we take it, the rook becomes active. Pretty nice turnaround for Gote, and this should be good for Gote. But from the practical point of view, even if a variation like this is a little bit worse for one side or the other, it is still a good fighting chance, especially humanly speaking, yeah? So it is a good variation to know. We saw some good Tetsuji, and it helps us understanding the basic shapes of the joseki. Of course, if you'd like to do your own research deeper, I really encourage you to do so. So with this video, we actually reached the end of chapter 1, which talks about pawn to 8-5 shape. And in the next video, I would like to maybe choose one of those variations and maybe show you a professional game with lines that you know or similar to the lines that you know, so that we see how does the professional mind apply this, theoretical knowledge into practice. We will see if they play exactly the same moves or if they add some nuance to it, whenever the book told us the correct line or not. It's gonna be interesting things to check out together in the next video. So I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.